Arun Jaitley writes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. एक तरफ ये कंट्रोवर्सी कांग्रेस पार्टी में कमलनाथ को लेकर और दूसरी तरफ जानकारी आ रही है कि अरुण जेटली ने प्रधानमंत्री को पत्र लिखा है रिक्यूजिंग हिमसेल्फ फ्रॉम बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट। तो पहले फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर थे, अब कह रहे हैं कि वो कोई इस तरह का पद नहीं चाहते। ही डज नॉट वांट टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द न्यू कैबिनेट। अरुण जेटली इज रिक्यूजिंग हिमसेल्फ, साइट्स हेल्थ रीजंस टू ऑप्ट आउट। Arun Jaitley has written to the Prime Minister and has informed the Prime Minister that due to health, he does not want to be part of the cabinet. Let's go across to our executive editor Vivek Narayan for more details. Yes, Vivek. Okay, Vivek, we'll connect with you. I'm not able to hear you. We'll connect with you, fix that audio line with you. For the moment, that's the big breaking news we're tracking. Arun Jaitley, who was the finance minister, has now said that he does not want to be a part of the new cabinet of the Modi government, and he cited health reasons कि उनकी सेहत ठीक नहीं है, इसीलिए वो नए कैबिनेट का हिस्सा नहीं बनना चाहते हैं। ये अरुण जेटली ने साफ साफ प्रधानमंत्री से कह दिया है। He in fact has written to the Prime Minister and informed the Prime Minister about it. We'll of course also go across to our senior news editor. In fact, Meghna is with us. Let's go across to Meghna for more information. Yes, Meghna.
Well, in fact, Swati, for our viewers, let's show you. This is on the big screen so that our viewers can see this letter very clearly. It is addressed to the Honorable Prime Minister, says it was a great honor and a learning experience for me to have been a part of the government led by you for the past 5 years. Even earlier, the party had blessed me with responsibilities in the first NDA government, in the party organization, and also while we were in the opposition. I could not have asked for more. During the last 18 months, I have had some serious health challenges. My doctors have enabled me to emerge out of most of them. After the campaign had concluded and you were leaving for Kedarnath, I had orally informed you that even though I was able to discharge the responsibilities assigned to me during the campaign, I would in future for some time like to be kept away from any responsibility. This will enable me to concentrate on my treatment and health. The BJP and the NDA under your leadership have secured a spectacular win. The new government would be sworn in tomorrow. I'm writing to you to formally request you that I should be allowed a reasonable time for myself, my treatment and my health, and therefore not be part of any responsibility for the present in the new government. I would obviously have a lot of time at my disposal to undertake any work informally to support the government or the party. With warm regards, yours sincerely, Arun Jaitley. There you have it, Swati. That is the letter which has been sent across by Arun Jaitley. The implications of that, the day ahead of the cabinet swearing in, well, we are short of the finance minister. We'll have to now see who is going to be leading our India's economy.
Well, in fact, let's try and go across to Vivek to understand the implications. It will definitely have an impact. Arun Jaitley is saying that informally he is ready to do whatever work is assigned to him, but formally, because of health, he cannot be a part of the new cabinet.
Remember, he's not ruled him out completely from the future roles. He said he needs some time for himself. There are outstanding health issues which he needs to resolve, and only after being completely fit that he will consider perhaps returning to the government. That seems to be the gist of the letter. Remember, he says that during the last 18 months, I have had some serious health challenges. My doctors have enabled me to emerge out of most of them. After campaign had concluded and you were leaving for Kedarnath, I had orally informed you that even though I was able to discharge the responsibilities assigned to me during the campaign, I would in future for some time like to keep away from any responsibility. This will enable me to concentrate on my treatment and health. The BJP and the NDA under your leadership will be, well, he goes on to add, but essentially, as I said, that there are health setbacks that he's facing. He would like to set that right. He would like to spend time looking inwards and spending time for his health. And post that, he would perhaps be returning back to the government. So it's not that Arun Jaitley has completely bailed out of the government. It's a temporary reprieve that he demands from, he requests from the Prime Minister for health reasons. And
Right,
it would, of course, as we said, would be something that the Prime Minister would not be too happy to give, because it was Mr. Arun Jaitley was always seen as his eyes and ears in the government, the person through whom major economic and other changes that Prime Minister Modi during NDA 2 had brought in, and this time during his return he would have perhaps leaned more heavily on Mr. Arun Jaitley, because most of the reforms would have been economic in nature.
Right. Well, stay on with us, Vivek. Let me also take a quick comment from Mr. Rajagopalan joining us on the broadcast. How do you respond to this, Mr. Rajagopalan? Arun Jaitley has recused himself from being part of the new cabinet. He says, I need some time given the health challenges.
It has been in the air that Arun Jaitley was not going to be the part of the ministry. It is going to be another major, problem for any resolutions of legal, political, as well as liaisoning with the other regional party. Mr. Arun Jaitley was playing a very crucial role for Mr. Narendra Modi. His absence will be felt, especially to the media persons. If you understood the parliament system in Central Hall, if Mr. Arun Jaitley comes, we get the news. The media persons, we get the news. He was the door for Mr. Narendra Modi's government. And Mr. Arun Jaitley's absence in the government will be felt by more than media men, industrialists, sportsmen, even for some few legal luminaries.
Right.
These are all certain. But his absence is very bad for the future of Indian economy also.
Right. Stay on with us, Mr. Rajagopalan. Let me also go across to our principal correspondent, Aditi. As it always happens before a formation of a cabinet, there are speculations. It happened this time as well. Several names were doing the rounds as far as top portfolios are concerned. But as far as finance is concerned, I think they'll have to look at someone else now, since Arun Jaitley has written to the Prime Minister asking, in fact, telling him that he will not be able to be a part of the new cabinet.
Well, Swati, this is very big given the fact that Mr. Arun Jaitley has been one of the best performing ministers of the Modi government. He has been extremely closely working with the Prime Minister, whether it is regarding the GST or whether it is regarding demonetization. Remember that despite his health, he did continue to maintain and campaign for the party via his tweets, via his blogs and the press conferences that he used to take place in the national capital. Yes, this is going to be a big loss for the government for now, but remember that he hasn't really mentioned till what time he will be recusing himself from the new government formation. What insiders have told us that the Prime Minister himself had given about 3 months to Mr. Arun Jaitley to look after himself, to take care of his health. So that time is also pending right now. And Mr. Arun Jaitley, citing health reasons, has now decided and requested the Prime Minister not to involve him in the formation of the new government. Whether it is going to be for the next 5 years or it is a temporary arrangement that Mr. Jaitley is requesting for, only time will tell. But yes, let's not forget that his health is of utmost importance right now, and he is also taking some time off to ensure that he could focus on his health right now.
Stay on with us. Let me in fact go back to our executive editor Vivek Narayan. Vivek, will this have an impact, in terms of now that the government will have to actually look at someone else? कुछ वक्त के लिए पीयूष गोयल को जिम्मेदारी दी गई थी, उस वक्त भी सेहत ठीक नहीं चल रही थी अरुण जेटली की.
Well, Mr. Modi has always leaned on on Arun Jaitley whenever it came to issues like when the government was facing crisis or whenever he had difficulties at hand. Remember, he was even given charge of defense initially in 2017 at that point initially. So that was the kind of level of comfort that the Prime Minister enjoys with Mr. Arun Jaitley. And in this second innings, as Modi goes forward with his new economic policies, this will have lot of legal implications also. So Arun Jaitley as a lawyer, Arun Jaitley as a politician, as a finance minister would have been a great addition, which will definitely be difficult for Mr. Modi to go ahead without. But of course, it's not as if it is the present government is without talent. They will look inwards and find people. Mr. Piyush Goyal as a finance minister had read the budget, had presented the budget. But Mr. Jaitley is also known as a person who is close to the media, as a person who had relations across political lines. This time around in 2018, it was his 4th time as a Rajya Sabha MP. First time I remember in 1999, he was the Information and Broadcasting Minister. As a young reporter, he used to be very close to all the reporters and all the journalists and used to tell us on how the state functions. And as a parliamentarian, as I said, for the party to be guided, it was imperative that Mr. Arun Jaitley's weight as a senior member of parliament, as a person who understood both the ways of the parliament, the law and of the economy, it would have been a great asset if he was still in the cabinet. But as I said, it is only a temporary reprieve that he has sought. His recusal is not permanent. He has sought some time for himself, and he would of course be giving all possible assistance and advice to the government. One thing we still do not know, what the Prime Minister's reaction would be. Will he still be keen on having Mr. Jaitley as a minister without portfolio? That's a big question.
Right. Well, Vivek, for the moment, thank you for joining us with those details.